Hi guys, in the last lecture we see what are floats and how it works in CSS. Basically floats are used for left align, right align or any center alignment. But if I want this section or first section a little bit to the right, what would you do? For this we use positioning. We talk about positioning in this lecture. Basically positionings are five types: relative positioning, absolute positioning, static positioning, fixed positioning, and sticky positioning. So we talk one by one in this lecture. So first I get rid of these tags here and clear styles and floating styles and that's all. Save it and refresh. Our normal positioning is here. So first we talk about what is relative positioning. For this, if I write here position relative in the our first section, that is here, this is our first section, I write here position relative. Relative positioning is used for positions your blocks or text to the normal positioning. For example, if I write here from left 100 pixels, if I want this block to the right from left 100 pixels, I save it and reload. So now you see our positioning is now to the right from left 100 pixels because we write here 100 pixels. This is our relative positioning because it's moved further to the right from its normal position. Its normal position is here. Now it's moved further to the right with the 100 pixels. What if I want this positioning to the left? So if I write here 20 pixels to the left, that we use here minus. Save it and refresh. Now you see it's moved to the left from its normal position to 20 pixels. That is a monthly 20 pixels. So if I write here top to 100 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see this our specific block is from the top 100 pixel to the bottom. So I further change it 100 pixels and I write here 200 pixels from the left and from top 100 pixels. So now this is our blocks is here. So for this we use our second, I write here position relative and from left I write here 300 pixels, save it and refresh. So now it's moved from the left with 300 pixels. So that is our relative position, that's change the position according to its normal position. So I delete these position when we talk about. So I delete these positioning tags here. Now we talk about our second positioning, that is absolute positioning. So I refresh here to the normal. I write here position and write here absolute. If I save it and refresh, so now you see our second section is disappear because our absolute position change the position according to body. So here our left top, that's change the position our blocks here according to the left top body position. So if I increase the width of our second section, I write here 400 pixels and save it, reload. So now you see our second section is behind our first section because absolute positioning change the position according to body. That's why all the positioning, all the div tags or text tags are behind the first tag. So that is our absolute positioning. So if I want left to 200 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see behind these first divs, our second section is here, and we change the position to the left, but this changes according to body position. So if I change the second one, I write here position absolute, and from top I write here 200 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see this change the position to the top with 200 pixels. This change the position according to body position from left top. Our relative position change the position. Our relative positions change the position according to their normal positions of divs or tags. But our absolute position change the position according to body positioning. So that is the main difference between absolute positioning and relative positioning. So now I'll read these positioning, absolute positioning, and now we talk our third type, that is fixed positioning. So I change it to normal 200 pixels and save it and refresh. So now if I talk about position that is fixed, I write here fixed position, save it and refresh. So that is actually do as our absolute position. This change according to body positioning. So that is why our second section is behind our first section. But now if I want to write here change the width 200 pixels and height 1000 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see our positioning is here and we change the width. So what is the difference between fixed positioning and absolute positioning? The main difference is, so if I write here position fixed and in the second section I change the width and height. So if I save it and refresh, so now if I scroll here, you see our first section is fixed on its position. So that is the main difference between absolute positioning and fixed positioning. These are fixed with the page. So now you notice if I scroll here, so you see our page scrolling, but our first section is fixed on its position. So you notice here I change the positioning, but this first section is fixed on the top of its positioning. So that is the main difference between absolute and fixed. I change it positioning of first according to, so I save it and refresh. So now you see our first section from top is 30 pixels. So if I scroll here, so you notice our first section is fixed according to this position. So now we talk about our fourth positioning, that is sticky. So I save it and refresh our normal position. If I write here position sticky, save it and refresh, that is according to a relative position. So now I change the width, it's 400 pixels, and height 1000 pixels, 1000 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see this sticky position is according to our relative positioning. It's only stick on the top of the page. So if I write here top 200 pixels, save it and refresh. So now you see this is stick according to this position. If I scroll the page, but our sticky is stick. So that is sticky positioning. The last one we talk about our static positioning, that is our default positioning, that do nothing. We use it normal, no anymore, because that is our default positioning. So here we end this lecture. Please like the video and subscribe our channel